in turn 9, we get to choose our next technology that we want to research. However, all the technologies that are present do not interest me. Monasticism is interesting, but it takes 25 semesters to research. That would mean that for 25 semesters we are locking ourselves out of researching any of the texts that we might need. We don't need pastures just yet. If we look around on the map, we can see that we may have some horses here, and it would be good to improve them. So would be improving these sheeps. But for the most part, we can only see 3, 4, but not immediately all that important. Yes, getting these orders online early would be good, but I personally am leaning toward this free worker, because we would need to build the worker, and building the worker would mean not building settlers anymore. We're about to finish our settler, and this settler is going to be sent up to this city location because the Hittites are so close that there is fear that once they discover this site with their scout, they might come and settle this. So we are immediately sending the settler up here to settle this. It's a very nice location, probably going to be another landowner city. We're going to have to make a choice here. It all depends on what I think we should be doing going forward and what these other locations are. So I think we're going to go and perhaps explore a little bit more about this specific location, and I think that's far enough for now, because I'm pretty sure that we now know enough to really appreciate this city side. We have access to a luxury resource. This luxury resource, however, comes only with land consolidation, but we picked up polis and we picked up aristocracy for free, so we're actually looking pretty good in terms of technology, which is another reason why I'm thinking about simply picking up this builder, because then we can just do another settler right after this, which would take us 5 turns. So another 5 turns after the settler, we can start thinking about our next city. And even if we haven't cleared this camp by then, which we may or may not have cleared it by then, we still have this location down here that we could settle on. However, I would always prefer to settle the ones that have barbs or had barbs in them first, because in 9 turns of being unoccupied, they are going back to being occupied by barbs again. However, we don't know who might be around to perhaps steal this location from us. That said though, I don't think anyone would be that close. They might be behind this mountain range or over here behind this mountain range. So I think we're relatively safe to do this one first, to do that one second, and then to do that one third. This is probably something we want to do fourth. I'm not sure. We can probably go and squeeze a little bit of exploration out of this scout. And as you can see, there is another Thracian city over here, which may or may not have a connection toward the Hittites. Okay, what we want to do in this turn is we want to ask for peace with the Numidians. That is going to be taking us 2 semesters, or basically 2 turns to complete, and it will cost us 200 training. So that's what we're going to do, because it would be very important for us to not be at war with them. Although, honestly, being at war with them isn't even that big of a deal. I'm thinking if it is really that big of a deal. What we definitely want to do is we want to arrange a marriage with the Hittites. As far as I know, the Hittites, I don't know, they usually have pretty good husbands, and that could create peaceful relations with them. And since we are so close with them, I think it might not be a bad idea. We already have an heir in our daughter, so we do not need to marry to have an heir. Instead, we can marry for political influence, and I think that is something that we are definitely going to be doing. I don't know if the Hittites would ask us on their own, but I think for now, it is a good idea for us to just ask them ourselves. That leaves us with the two orders that we would need in order to negotiate peace with the Numidians. I think it's a good idea because I would rather go to war with the Thracians next. So going to peace with the Numidians sounds like a good idea. I'm not sure if we are going to accomplish it. If we don't, we don't. We're gonna walk that bridge when we get to it. There's also a choice what we can do here. We can have the Duke, which is our stepson, become consistent, so he would net us more gold, or he could become vigilant, which would make the cities more defensible, or he could simply have a better opinion of me. Personally, I think we are going to go with discipline here, because he is, after all, a commerce student, so that seems like the appropriate thing to do. We're done with turn 9. I will see you on turn 10.